Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the West Bromwich Albion career mode FIFA 17. And today we're starting off with a little bit of news, little clipping right here, talking about Chadli, his performances recently, notably in the first game of the season where he scored 2 goals to get us the win over Sunderland in the opening game of the season. It's all just looking well. We're still in the transfer window, as you can see right here. And our first signing of the episode, which comes as like our 7th signing, not our 7th, maybe our 5th or 6th signing of the transfer window altogether, is for Jan Gorkov, the former Lyon midfielder, the former French international. And we've signed him for 11 million. And I really think, again, they've put it up right there saying sizable price tag, which I just don't know. I'm not sure about that right there. It seems like we've really got a bargain for a player. Of course, he's 31 years old. He was in the final year of his contract. I did actually think we'd be able to get him for a lot cheaper, but he was a player that I really wanted in the team. I really think he can make a difference. So we've signed him up 11 million. He is still a quality player. He probably could get into any Premier League. Well, not any. He probably could get into most Premier League teams right now. But maybe barring the top 5 he could get into and play regular football. He's starting here again against Everton, as obviously Craig Gardner is out, so he probably would start regardless of if Gardner is out or not. I'm not too sure, but Gardner is out. He does start. Kone gets into a really good position to shoot right here. His shot is blocked by Neom. Ikamunayan picks it up, spins around his man. He goes around one this time. He's going on a nice, beautiful run. Another man comes across to stop him. He cuts inside. Nolanru is making a run inside. It's a beautiful pass to the feet of Nolanru. And Nolanru scores on his first... Wrong. I was about to say he scores on his first start, but he did actually, obviously... I'm slightly forgetting about the game that we played against Sunderland, the live fixture, which was the first game of the season. But yeah, he started against them. So he scores on his second start for the team. He did get the ball into the back of the net in his first game, but it was obviously ruled out for offside. This one is his first goal. I can never speak when I start these West Brom career mode videos. He scores his first goal, which actually counts, and that's listed as his first goal in the Premier League for the team. And that one's all down to Munayin, who again gets in the ball this time. Not really any action until the 43rd minute. Well, he slides in Nasser Chadli. He pulls it across to Jonathan Leko with an open goal at his mercy. He somehow manages to sky it. I mean, the ball across from Chadli, it was a bit overhit, I guess. It was a bit powerful, but should have put it in the back of the net anyway. This time it's Roux sliding it into Nasser Chadli right after the break, however. And the Belgian continues this fine goal scoring form as he puts us 2-0 up against Everton at Goodison Park. And he just extends our lead right there. We're playing some beautiful football right now. It's a beautiful first touch from Chadli to take it inside past his man in the little gap between 2 defenders, and the left-footed finish is as cool as ever. It's just confident. The finish of someone who is scoring goals. If he continues this form, he can easily hit 20 goals this season. Obviously, I'm not necessarily expecting him to continue that form that he's on right now, but anywhere near it and I'll be happy, even if he's not scoring but assisting. Timo Lecher going on a brilliant run. Just rewind it. You see, he picked up the ball, he tackled his man inside his own half and just went on a run. Could have found the back of the net right there if his shot wasn't blocked right inside the box at the last minute. Jakob this time finding Munayin. It's another brilliant first touch in the 87th minute, and the young Spaniard finds the back of the net with another confident finish. The finishing in this game, I mean, there have been times last season where we've been playing some really good football, but the finishing just wasn't really good enough. In this game, and towards the end of last season as well, it was a lot more confident, cool finishing, accomplished finishing. And with signed players like Roux and Munayin, and with players like that, I expect to see that type of finishing throughout the rest of the season. With Chadli stepping up, I expect to see it. And you can see 3 of these players have shared the man of the match before. Well, not shared it, but I've given it to all 3 of them. Obviously, Munayin and Roux got a 9.4. Chadli only got a 9.3, but they all deserved it as far as I'm concerned. And coming out of the transfer window, we've secured another signing. It's Davide Santon joining us from Inter Milan. The fullback has joined us for, again, 11 million, which again, I think it's a pretty good amount to be spending on someone, especially in the way the transfer market's going right now with money is being thrown around. He's a player I definitely wanted. He's a player I've always liked for years, and he could play left back, right back. He's good with his left foot or his right foot, obviously. At some point, spoiler alert, at some point in this series, I'm probably going to switch to a 3-5-2. So bearing that in mind, he fits right into that because he can play wing back if we need him to in the future. And he's just a really good... Again, you guys know I like my defenders to be technical. I like them to be good on the ball and have control, good technique. And at the same time, he's also a good tall fullback and nice and physical. So that's a good signing for us, I think. Early on in this EFL Cup game, though, against Portsmouth, Kieran Dowell has managed to score in his first start for the team. He's playing attacking midfield. You saw the lineup right there. A lot of youth getting a run out in this team. Only because it is Portsmouth. Usually in the EFL Cup, I will decide to play a strong side as well. Because obviously, like I mentioned, we do want to win this tournament just like any other one. But because it's Portsmouth, I feel like our youth could have came out here and done really well. We do have some big names in there, obviously, still. Jonathan Leko playing, Bezic getting himself a debut as his shot is saved by the keeper right here. Sobby is on the right, Neom on the right. Obviously, he gets the ball right. He's got Jonathan Leko to his left-hand side. He picks him out on the left. He takes on his man, and he slides it into the bottom corner right there. So Jonathan Leko, the player, one of the more experienced players on this team right now. Been playing football for us for the last season, really getting first-team football. For the season before that, he's been getting a little bit for West Bromwich Albion as well. But he puts us 2-0 up with a nice, another accomplished finish. Accomplish is the word of the episode right here, as we're putting the ball into the back of the net with a plum right here. Portsmouth get their first chance of the game in the 55th minute as Bennett turns his man. I think that's the Bennett that plays for Norwich. Is he on loan? I'm not too sure. But he spins away from his man, and at the near post he is denied by Rose, who obviously we've been training up. Hopefully could get him into first team football after not too long. Maybe after next season they'll be training up around the 80 overall mark. But Jonathan Leko again, 68 minutes on the clock this time with a beautiful finish. And that's what I want to see more of Jonathan Leko from, because you've seen in the past, even in this episode, with the ball being squared to him. And I'm not going to put too much blame on him, because like I said, it was put across to him with a bit of pace. It was underneath his body, but he still should have found the back of the net. There have been times where he's had brilliant runs and stuff like that, where he's just been in a position to put the ball in the back of the net, and his finishing's let him down a little bit. So hopefully in the future his finishing can improve and he could just get more goals, add more goals to his game, and that will really cement a position for him in the starting lineup, for me at least. I feel like that's all he needs to do to cement a position down. So we've come out there with a win in the EFL Cup. More transfer news right there as Matt Manningham signs for Middlesbrough for only 3 million, and then we get Samfield and a few others going out on loan. Joe Ward has gone out on loan. I think Ward's is a 1-year loan. Fields maybe a 1-year loan. I'm not too sure. I can't really remember either. It might be a 2-year loan though. I'm not too sure. We go into the final game of the episode though. It's against Manchester United in the Premier League. The toughest game of the season so far. We played against Everton early in this episode, and you'd expect that to be a really tough game, especially at Goodison Park. We're playing Manchester United at the Hawthorns. Forgot the name of our stadium for some reason. We're playing them at the Hawthorns, so it should be a little bit easier. I believe when we beat them last season towards the end of the campaign, it was at the Hawthorns as well. There is a patch coming out for FIFA. Matter of fact, it's out as I've recorded this. I'm going to record a video a little bit later. It will be a live match. And in that patch, they said that they're going to make the bigger teams stop resting their star players, which has been a problem for me for many FIFAs. So hopefully we'll see that in the next few episodes. Hopefully Rashford won't play up front for Man United. Ibrahimovic will. Players like Rooney will be on the pitch. Hopefully that's what we see happen. Bojan was getting involved though, so they didn't really need Ibrahimovic or Rooney, because Bojan, to be honest, was playing like Ibrahimovic. He was involved in everything they attacked. To be honest, Memphis was as well. You've seen him miss a bicycle kick a little bit earlier, just a little bit wide. But this time he's taking a shot from outside the box. There were a few other shots that he took which kind of challenged our keeper, which I didn't put in the video though. but he was causing all kinds of trouble. Rashford tries to control it right there. Bojan is just falling around in the box. It comes back to Rashford, and Gorkov concedes a penalty in his first home game for the team. And I mean, I don't know. Take a look at it. I don't think that's a penalty. Rashford's done, like, I don't know, he's doing the Big E splash. That's not enough for me to go down. It's not, it's just an arm has touched him and he's flown over the place. And luckily, Ben Foster's managed to save it. I feel like justice has been done right there. So we are still leveling this game. We come forward on our own attack. Rue has the ball. He's got a man to his right. It is Akamunye, and he takes a touch. He fires it across Romero, but Romero comes out with a really good save. 64 minutes on the clock now. Damian finds Pogba, who's coming off the bench. Bojan turns and finds space, and he forces a good save out of Ben Foster, and he pushes it wide of the post. Hopefully Ben Foster can have another season like he did last year. If he can keep nearly as many clean sheets as he did last season, I think we could challenge for the title this season, which is a little bit of a stretch, but with the amount of goals I expect to score on top of the clean sheets we might get, we never know. But Man United whip it into the box. It's cleared up partially. Bojan manages to control it inside the box, and 66 minutes in, he finds the back of the net. The young Spaniard who signed from Stoke last season for a relatively bargain fee, he puts them in the lead. Like I said, he'd been in control. Really, he'd been their most dangerous player in this game. But I'm taking credit for that. For some reason, that ball went in the air, and for some reason, I should have just headed it out. But I felt Gorkov against Bojan. I thought I could have controlled it with no problem. Didn't work out like that. Leko has the ball. He's got Neom barging inside to the box. He squares it across. Well, not squares it. He fires it across the face of the goal. His finishing is just not good enough. If that was Munain in a better position than the shot last time, I reckon he could have found the back of the net. But Neom's just... He was never on target. He should have done better with that. 77 minutes on the clock. Man United get another corner. They whip it in. Bojan chests it down again. And damn near identical goal to the last one. Damn near identical. The only difference is from the corner was from the other side. And instead of the ball being headed up into the air before Bojan controls it, it's just controlled instantly. And again, I'm tired of this game. I'm tired of players on the line doing absolutely nothing on this game. We had two players on the line damn near. We have Christiansen in the way, who moves out the way of the shot. And then we have Reece James, who gets in the way of it, but just doesn't do anything to block the shot. Chadley trying to get a consolation goal at this. Well, not a consolation goal. Trying to get us something to get us back into the game for the final 6 minutes or so. He's denied by Sergio Romero. With Chadley's form, you'd expect him to find the back of the net, but he just couldn't, I guess. And it's looking like Man United are going to pick up all 3 points. The ball's whipped into Martial, whose volley, he hits it clean, but just can't find the back of the net. And we shake hands with Mourinho, accepting defeat, 2-0 down. We did beat Man United 3-1 in this fixture last season, but we couldn't get the same result or even a similar result this season. And we're into the final parts of this episode, and this just it does include deadline day, which is a really quick one, very quick one. Just a few highlights. Berahino is apparently in talks with Everton, who have made a bid for him. That's what the table's looking like. If we had beat Man United, we would have finished this episode in the first position, but they hold it. We are in second place. And into deadline day, Swansea have signed Javier Hernandez for 30 million. That is actually a big deal. We've signed our final player of the window, Dom Solanke from Chelsea. It's just backup, really. Another striker. And Paris Saint-Germain have signed Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for 54 million. That's a massive signing. But that's it for deadline day. Like I said, it was a quick one. Nothing much happened. I just thought I'd keep you up to date with what happened in this episode rather than putting it in the next episode. And also, I'm going to do the next episode as a live one, like I say, because it's got the update. I just want to show you the new graphics and that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you return for the next one. We're going to end this. Keep it quick. Bye.